Hello, 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 you guys. This is Cassandra Edwards, founder of the Chosen Few Financial Empowerment and Wellness Workshops. I am here today with Mr. Sam Thompson, who is the CEO of EcoHomes USA. As you guys know, I'm the community liaison with our Shipping Container Homes USA project that we are doing with Mr. Thompson. And I'm glad to have you here with us today, Sam. How's everything going for you guys out there on the West Coast?
Well, everything's just fine. Everyone's flocking to the beaches this weekend. I've decided to stay away. I'll wait till maybe in the middle of the week.
Right, there you
So,
go.
but it's been beautiful here. Uh, got opened up. COVID kind of popped up a little bit, but I always kind of follow hospitalizations in ICU as opposed to total infections.
Well,
So,
that's a good
but
barometer. I think
that's
I
what I
trust
look
that.
at. I look at how many people are in the hospital and how many are in the ICU because that demonstrates the severity of the issue. But
That's
otherwise,
really
everything's
smart.
fine. Sadly,
Awesome.
with all the growth we've had, I haven't been able to travel nearly as much. Normally, I'm on the road about 6 months with our distributors and our suppliers. So I've been kind of holed up here in Ventura County, California, since February. But nevertheless,
Right.
probably spending 6 to 9 hours a day minimum on the telephone, six and a half days a week, and things are going well. As I mentioned prior to talking to everybody, we had opened and worked hard on because of the need of Puerto Rico relative to our structures and storms. We'd opened up a fabulous uh, model home center in
Hmm.
Cedra, Puerto Rico, dead center of the island, and did it all to plans and got bombarded like 60 requests for a day. We ended up having to lock the mobile home because I mean the modular home because
Hmm.
too many people were coming in with with drive-bys.
Oh,
So
wow.
that business has been great, and we'll talk about that relative to kind of banks and financing because that's an interesting issue. But let me give you a little overview of who we are, what we do, and how we're different. Uh,
Perfect.
we're EcoHomes USA. Our corporates in Wyoming. We have reps around the country, and then we even have do a lot of foreign sales. And we have again another showroom down in Puerto Rico. We're a little bit different. I know everyone's all excited and built up about the quote unquote shipping container and how to build it into a home and all that. Um, most, if not all, of everything you see, and they're beautiful, functional or built well is a different story that you might see on Pinterest or YouTube. They're great homes and they can give you some good ideas. Let me tell you who we are and why we're different. First of all, every home that we build is brand new. It was shipping an ISO CSC shipping container that was brand new, never used for shipping. Why do we do that? Everyone goes, hey, there's thousands of them sitting around. Well, if you want to risk your family's safety and health in a unit that someone says may have been shipped 2 or 3 times, now where did that unit get shipped to and what was in it? You're never going to
Right.
find that out. And that's a
No.
great danger. That is a
Not the
great
same as
danger.
asking for a Carfax then.
Correct. And I mean, I know we had some people that were ex sales agents for the shipping lines that were going to work with us. And during the interview process, they said, your business model of only using new homes is great. Because he goes, the shipping companies are constantly buying containers and they use a thing called the smell test. And they're just used to it. They can go in because keep in mind when you buy that used container, you have no idea what was in it
Hmm.
and people are playing games with the actual container date or ripping the plate off or having it recertified under a fake name and there are chemicals put in there. That's how they ship chemicals. That's how they ship fertilizers. That's how they ship garbage. I mean, there's a
Hmm.
great story that something like 100 and 150 containers of actual household garbage, including diapers, everything that
Oh, God.
that were going to the Philippines to be shipped. Philippines found out about it, didn't accept it. Last I heard, those 150, 125 containers are back sitting off the coast of Canada. And where are those going to go? Now,
Somebody's going to buy them to build a shipping
uh,
container home.
those babies, once they steam clean those, they're going to be about $500 and get snatched up pretty good. But
Right.
that all that can stay there. So A, we only use new containers. B, we also, so that's called an ISO CSC certified container, which is in many areas so far superior to a stick-built home in terms of strength and integrity. It's amazing. Secondly, when we build them, we we do not use timber. It's all we're a steel mill, so all steel framing, not only on the inside wall, but all on the internal walls. And people can't even get this, where we cut out a window,
Hmm.
all customs. If you want your window 4 inches bigger or 3 inches longer, that's not a little thing we buy. We build that custom steel frame. So what you're doing is you're eliminating the possibility of mold, insect, pesticides, chemicals, all that. Now, I think that maybe these used containers are fine for some people who want to maybe buy one, put a little insulation in and a wood stove and go use it as a hunting cabin somewhere,
Hmm.
and go up there and duck hunting season or
Right.
something like that. But I don't think I certainly would never jeopardize anyone that I cared for and put
Hmm.
them in the used shipping container. And a lot of people play the game. It's important. If you hear the word one trip,
Hmm.
watch out
That's
because
like being a little bit pregnant.
yeah, well, that's I have another saying which I still haven't gotten into, but it's very close to that. It's
You
very
have to
close.
tell me that one off the
Yeah, yeah,
recording.
yeah. You'll like that. So again, when we build them, our facility is set up. 70% of the facility finishes the homes. 30% of it actually is the steel mill, where we can also make, and it's interesting because most literally no one knows about it domestically. It's called a welded container, and that is a shipping container without the shipping container doors. Now,
Mm,
why is that neat? Well, if someone's building a large house, 10 or 12 containers, do they need, let's say it was 10, do they need 20 doors hanging open, taking up space all over the porch? No. So,
right.
literally on that one, I say to them, picture it this way: picture a 40-foot shipping container, all glass, with just four corner beams and a ceiling, and we can
Wow.
build that. And then when we ship it, it's all steel, and then you
Hmm.
take all that steel off. Now,
Okay.
getting back to our construction methods, in the building of a home and any home, there's multi skill sets that are needed. You've got welding, cutting, framing, conduit, electrical work, cabinetry, floors, walls, ceiling, tiling. In our factory, and we've learned, and it's any builder's biggest problem is reliability on subcontractors. Because the subcontractor, you're sitting there going to call on Tuesday, you got somebody else coming on Wednesday to do something else. Not knocking them, but they get busy and they get behind, and they're going to go back and they don't show up, and then it holds the project up. We do not use any subcontractors. We completely 100% integrated. In that point, in that point, a welder is a welder, a
Hmm.
cutter is a cutter, a framer, an inside steel framer is a framer. No one does another job than their own skill set, which is critical, because then you have a professional who's only doing framing, who's only
Right.
doing cabinetry, who's only doing flooring. And I mean, right down to it's a different skill, hanging hanging cabinets that'll go against a wall. I mean, that's a different skill than just a general carpenter. So everyone, kitchen cabinets, wall cabinets, plumbing, the bathrooms, every one of our people has a specific skill, and that's all they work on. So we're really proud of that, and that leads to efficiencies and that leads to professionalism. So relative to the homes themselves, uh, without knocking or commenting on the tiny house market, they even had the TV shows, was a lovely and neat idea.
Hmm.
Frankly, and people will admit this, a tiny house, and my gosh, I see them paying 40 to 120 grand. I've
I
seen
have.
the checks
Yeah.
being written right at these shows. Oh, this looks cute, honey. Let's get it. Well, 40 to 120 grand, the minute you drive that off a lot, you've already lost 10 or 20%. It's like a car,
Hmm.
because that's just on a trailer. It's nothing more
Right.
than a dollhouse on a trailer.
Hmm.
Ours are Corten steel modules that are then put on an extremely simple post foundation that can then be, we run all the electrical and the water at the plant, and then the hookup, once it arrives, and we arrange all the logistics to literally most any location in the USA, and actually we ship to about 16 different countries.
Wow.
So, and we can do that. And our senior engineer actually has been in this business since 2007. So
Hmm.
it's a very cool, calm, collected group that know what they're doing, and they're not looking at some new building and going, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do here?" They've done
Right.
it and they do it before.
Hmm.
I mentioned to Cassandra that, and she wasn't aware. Think of it, and I don't like to use this word. People do. Think of it as Legos. You've got modules that are 20 feet or 40 feet. So
Hmm.
it's 160 or 320 square feet. You can take those modules and put them together. You can build a 60-unit shopping mall if you want. You could make a
It's
mixed-use project.
amazing.
You could do a strip mall, retail on the bottom with residential on top. We then have, given the steel mill part, we can make all the, what do these people do? They build wooden stairways. Well, I don't want to be in a wooden stairway that was built 15 or 20 years ago. You know,
Right.
eh,
Right.
how's the integrity of that going to be? So
Yeah.
we even have decks and railings and all sorts of amenities to enhance the home. Uh,
Wow.
so there's, pricing wise, I I don't think we're competitive. I know we're competitive, and you may see some fly. I don't use to use the word fly by night. You may see an occasional item out there, but one single model that was built by someone who tried it the first time. Well, obviously it didn't work. They're not trying it the second time. They're trying to get rid of that one model that that they didn't do.
Hmm.
So uh, again, we're EcoHomes USA. We have, again, can deliver to any state. The only situation that you might have, not that it's a big factor here, I will say this, we've encountered it in Puerto Rico. The unit, the unit's a large unit. A 40 footer is 40
Hmm.
feet by 8 by 9 foot 6 high. So when that comes in, you don't dump that off the trailer. You need a crane. So there are some locations, and we say we deliver anywhere. We always send a driver or the trucker out to the final location before we even close a contract with anyone, to make sure that in fact a trailer and a crane can get into that location, because we don't want to go through all that and have somebody, you know, out of their not knowing. So we do
Hmm.
that, and we're proud of that. And that happens rarely, and it happens like in some crazy mountainous areas where you got a lot of curvy roads. So
Okay.
most of our
Okay.
homes most of our homes uh, are 320 to 960 square feet. A core unit is a 40 footer, which includes a full bedroom. You might see on our website our Murphy bed system, which is not a normal Murphy bed, it's a horizontal one. So you
Hmm.
pop it out. I think a 70-year-old could easily just with one finger pop that right out. It's very functional. All the space is there. We've gone to very large bathrooms since everyone asked for it. We've recently added laundry room, utility rooms, and kind of mirrored closets to it. So there's all sorts of possibilities. Uh, did you have any question, real quick, Cassandra, or is that about it?
Um, only thing I can think of right off the top, um, is I know, in typical conventional homes, bathrooms and kitchens typically sell homes. What are your bathrooms and kitchens like?
Uh, our bathrooms, and I'll say this, we had always done modular bathrooms to start with, and that was to create the most space and the balance.
Hmm.
We've now gone to just, it is a 5-star bathroom with gorgeous tile. We've even got mosaics back up on the shower backsplash, mosaics on the shower backsplash. And anyone who wants pictures of the bathrooms, and even the one in our 20 footer, the
Hmm.
20 bathroom in our 20 footer is the same bathroom that we'd put in a 3,200 square foot house. It's
Wow.
that big. So the bathrooms are gorgeous, and there's all
Hmm.
sorts of, and we nailed it. And I love to say it was my idea, but it came from This really came from clients and a lot of input from our own team. And then the kitchens, having had a little bit of a culinary background myself, I'm real big on the kitchens. So we have in a lot upper and lower cabinets. We then I've talked about this before. A lot of the top end users, hard to believe, do not use exhaust fans in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Uh,
you kind of need one of those.
I think so because eight burgers on a George Foreman grill isn't going to be too happy moment, and the windows would be open and everyone be choking. So
Right.
the the cabinets are gorgeous. It's kind of a faux granite type, so you don't have to worry about chipping it. I know in our new home, after 9 years, the granite, beautiful granite, cost tens of thousands, started to come apart near the sink because it wasn't caulked. Well, those little repairs cost $3,000 to $4,000.
Right.
So, the kitchens are gorgeous. We have a lot of pictures of them, and we try to keep as much off our website as possible because people tend to like grab those pictures and put them on their websites, which we've seen too much. So, any
Mhm.
emails or inquiries, we're happy to send you any and all internal pictures, which are real, not fake pictures like you might see in a lot of places. So, again,
Absolutely.
I'm a nut myself on the kitchens, so we try to there's only so much space you can have in a 20-footer, but on the
Right.
40-footer, you can do a lot with them. And then when we get into larger homes, I mean, they can be enormous. They could be, you could have a 1,200 square foot kitchen with
Wow.
islands and fans and everything. And recently, we'd always thought people were doing this at low cost. People have come up to us with some famous homes that were built not only domestically but internationally from the 12 to 3,000 square foot area, and famous homes. Airbnb
Yes.
Homes of the Year, and then Arch Daily, one of the Homes of the Year, and we've now engined at that, and they're quite fascinating, and we love to show you any pictures of those, and you'd actually be shocked at the cost of those. So
Well, I'm looking
that's really it.
forward to getting some of our viewers will be asking for those, and definitely looking forward to sharing them with them. Now we'll be having them get in touch with Rod to schedule a consultation once we know that we've got them situated with their land, they've got their financing situated, got all the contacts for those in place so that we can make sure we get people, where they need to be, because I know you guys only need what from the time they order their homes, what, like 90 days?
Yeah, 90 to 105 days, and that depends upon when the materials are picked out. If we have some in stock, it's fine. In fact, it's really only about 35 days, but for us
Hmm.
to build one start to finish. In
Oh, okay.
fact, I look at it in terms of man hours, but just we always say to people 90 to 105 days, and then people like will drag that. Well, I want this flooring. Well, then they got a call on Monday. Well, we changed our mind. We want this one after I've already gone and bought the flooring.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to the lead times comes down to that, but plan on 90 to 105 days.
And I
So,
mean, I just think that's incredible because, you could be months
oh, I
trying to
know.
get it.
Well,
It's crazy.
and again, the
Hmm.
hookup on a basic home, once the concrete footings are in,
Hmm.
that home can be up and running in 2 days. As long as you got the water and the sewage lines hooked up, you're up and running in 2 days. As a matter of fact, when the unit
Incredible.
comes in, you throw up the master load panel on the outside because we've already run all the electrical.
Hmm.
You can get power and the lights on in there in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the
Wow.
electrician could just hardwire right into that. It's kind of exciting.
Wow.
And everyone gets, I'll say this, when people walk into our models or their showrooms, whether it's here or in other countries, and I heard it myself for years, and then I was surprised when we went down into Puerto Rico, where the language is basically Spanish, and everyone here says the same word, and they're saying it down there. They walk into an eco home, and what do they say? 9 out of 10, wow, and they just look around because they're not
Just
expecting.
wow in Spanish too, huh?
Actually, I think it's Spanish. I could be wrong. It was said to me that it was a wowee. So that's what I heard.
Well,
So
I'm so excited to be partnering with you guys. We won't hold you too much longer because I know you're on calls and video chats all week. So I certainly appreciate your time today. We're kind of on the laid back side. I'm actually sitting on a bed here and chilling, but we definitely wanted to
Oh,
get
I
this
thought you were in a
information out.
fancy office there. I was,
Oh man, that would be
I was about to
yeah.
say that's quite a beautiful chair.
No, if you see me in a you see me in an office, there'd be like fountains and all kind of electronics whirring and all kind of
I
stuff.
got you.
But
Well,
thank you so much again, you guys. If you guys are watching, this is Sam Thompson, who is the CEO at EcoHomes USA. I'm Cassandra Edwards. I am the community liaison for the Shipping Container Homes USA project that we're doing in collaboration with some other investors across the country. If you're a real estate investor, if you want to own a property, you want to reside in a property, this video was made just for you. So you just want to get in touch with me. If you need to get in touch with me right now while you're watching this, you do want to send me an email at chosenfew.cedwards@gmail.com. Again, this is Cassandra Edwards. Thanks so much again, Sam. We appreciate your time today.
bye, y'all, and nice to meet you. Be
Nice
safe.
to, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.